I first started listening to, well, I got into hardcore when I found AFI, which was in 7th grade, I think it was. So, like 14, I started listening to punk and hardcore. I mean, going to a show like that and being with, 200 other kids chanting the same songs was just a lot of fun. It was just awesome. It just felt really good. Also being like, growing up middle class America, and just being super pissed off at the world and at my parents and at everything else, just seemed to groove with it really well.
I started listening to hardcore music after I was introduced to this band called Our Corpse Destroyed, OCD. They're not even a big hardcore band. They are, I guess they're a bigger band. There's like a smaller Christian punk rock hardcore scene. And I saw them at a music festival. And it was just a lot heavier and a lot more aggressive than I was used to. And the dance style was just a little bit different. It was more violent. It was more rage-filled, I suppose, instead of it just being kind of a good time. Like slam dancing with punk was different with slam dancing in hardcore music, and I just had never experienced that before. It seemed louder. It seemed like it just had a lot more oomph.
Well, when I was 10, so like 15 years ago, I went to a show in Joliet, Illinois. It was a CD bar. I would say, almost 15 years ago. I think it was 10 or 11, and I, for the first time ever, experienced Madball and Agnostic Front. And I was an angry young kid, and I didn't have really a place to let it out that didn't get me into trouble. So that was the beginning for me, and that was a place where I could kind of release some aggression in a positive way, and I was hooked ever since. I've met so many friends and had so many amazing experiences over the last better part of a decade, just because of going to shows and traveling to see bands and really playing in shows, all over the place, and even just the whole idea that I could be somewhere with people who were just as angry as I was and still able to kind of express ourselves in a way that wasn't completely misunderstood. So it really helped me to have a safe place to just to be who I was and to express myself in the way that I felt I wanted.
Seeing Bane with like 50 other kids was awesome. It was a huge venue. Or even seeing Reign Supreme with a really small group, but I've never seen a band go off like that. Like, to be so calm, and then all of a sudden, like, it clicked and everything went nuts and people just went insane. And that was, I don't know, probably Reign Supreme. Seeing them the first time I saw them was just insane, being in Pennsylvania. I think Terror played that show too. So it was like two really relatively big bands, Terror being huge, and then Reign Supreme, and just kids going nuts and having it be a small show, but at the same time, like, being on kids' shoulders, like, screaming the songs and, like, just going nuts. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
The tribal emotion that is kind of comes together through everybody at the show, whether and there's always just a bunch of different types of people at these shows, right? And they're all there for one purpose, for one thing, and that's to see this band that each individual likes. Something that I really like is that it unifies those types of people. And as much as a lot of hardcore and punk bands want to talk about unity in the scene, and as much as I don't necessarily think that those cultures do a super good job at being unified, just the core reason that people are at these shows, which is to see these bands and to dance and to enjoy the music, that in itself is this, I guess, a little snippet of this unity that all these bands talk about, and that is something that I like. And then that energy just kind of grows throughout the show, which is so awesome. People jumping off walls and stages and each other, and people climbing on each other, and the different types of dance styles that kind of evolve throughout the show. People mimicking each other and feeding off of each other, and it's such a tribal and good thing that is hard to explain. But when you're in it and you experience it, it's something that is hard to kind of refuse.